President Bola Tinubu has presented the 2024 budget to the National Assembly. The president got to the National Assembly at exactly 11:04 a.m. on Wednesday amid heavy security. The Federal Executive Council had on Monday approved the 2024 appropriation bill of 27.5 trillion naira. This is an increase from the 26.1 trillion naira earlier considered by the council. Ahead of the budget presentation, Tinubu had 3 weeks ago forwarded to both chambers of the National Assembly the 2024-2026 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy paper, where the sum of 26.1 trillion naira was proposed as the total expenditure profile for the 2024 fiscal year. The Senate, through its Committee on Finance, after 2 weeks of interactive sessions with heads of ministries, departments and agencies on revenue and expenditure projections made for them, approved the MTEF. It specifically approved the 26.1 trillion naira proposed as the 2024 budget and other parameters as proposed by the president. Meanwhile, Vice President Kashim Shettima has said the economic policies of the current administration will resuscitate economic activities in the manufacturing and engineering sectors. He also pledged commitment to unleashing the country's full economic potential by implementing policies focused on job creation, access to capital for small and large businesses, inclusiveness and the rule of law to boost the fight against hunger, poverty, and corruption. Shettima said this during his address at the opening ceremony of the 2023 National Engineering Conference Exhibition and Annual General Meeting held on Tuesday in Abuja. The conference was themed Re-engineering the Manufacturing Sector for Competitiveness and Enhanced Economic Growth. In his address, the Vice President acknowledged that infrastructure development remains the backbone of any successful manufacturing industry and promised to partner with the society on favorable legislations and policies that will accelerate growth of the manufacturing sector. The president of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, Mr. Tasiu Gidari Wudu, in his remarks said the theme of the conference was informed by the continuing decline of activities in the manufacturing sector of Nigeria's economy. Nigeria and Angola have opposed a reduction in their crude oil production quotas by the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. On Tuesday, Bloomberg reported that OPEC was no closer to resolving the deadlock over oil production quotas for some African members that had already forced the group to delay a critical meeting amid faltering prices, according to delegates. The report stated that the Saudi-led alliance had not been able to reach an agreement with Nigeria and Angola, which were pushing back against lower quota limits for 2024 that reflect their diminished production capabilities. The stalemates may not be resolved before the scheduled OPEC meeting on November 30th, 2023, potentially requiring a further delay. OPEC and its partners need to finalize production policy for 2024, with market watchers predicting that further cuts were needed as crude prices sag toward $80 per barrel on the prospect of a renewed surplus. Nigeria and Angola are disputing changes to their oil production targets that were provisionally agreed when OPEC last met in June. The Minister of Solid Minerals Development, Dele Alake, has offered lower production costs and untapped mineral resources as part of fresh incentives to woo prospective foreign investors. The minister gave the offer at the Mines and Money Conference held in London on Tuesday, according to a statement signed by Special Advisor Kehinde Bamigbeton. Addressing global stakeholders in the mining industry, Alake pitched for more investment in Nigeria, listing unique advantages such as lower production cost due to surface mining and billions of dollars in untapped minerals. He said the country's geological bounty encompasses over 44 distinct mineral types found in exploitable quantities across more than 500 locations. Alake noted that recently, recognizing the evolving global landscape and in response to emerging trends, lithium has been included as a crucial strategic mineral of global consequence. The minister said the current administration has embarked on reforms to boost investment by streamlining procedures and reducing hurdles to attract foreign investors. And now the harvesting and backing of maize by the National Agricultural Land Development Authority and its partners has commenced in Niger, Nasarawa, Benue, and Oyo states. The federal government has said. It said the harvesting of these crops was being carried out on farm estates by NALDA and its partners across the country to boost the nation's food security drive. The agency, in a statement issued in Abuja, said it had achieved success in both farms built and run solely by NALDA and those operated in collaboration with private and public institutions across the 6 geopolitical zones. The federal government agency added that it is anticipated that these harvests will boost the nation's grain supply, which will have a big effect on the value chains downstream that produce poultry feed and other household goods. It stated that evidence from the states during the harvest activities at the farm sites nationwide showed that NALDA harvest would help to reduce the gap in domestic production and supply of rice and maize. The major challenges facing agribusiness and food production in Nigeria has been pointed out as funding and low government support. This was made known on Monday by the chairman and CEO of Pali Group, Collins Onyago, during a tour of the Pali farms in Oyo and Ogun states. Also speaking at the tour, the farm manager of Pali Group, Mr. Kobos, encouraged the government to pay more attention to agriculture and invest in seed development.
We are feeding the nation. We are working towards getting a food security and food availability and sustainability, not affordability. We are not working towards being affordable. We're working towards availability.
I see.
Yes. I'm trying to make sure that Nigerians are able to eat. You should be expecting us to perfect whatever we have started, and at the same time, on a serious note, there is a food emergency in Nigeria, and if Ukraine of about 44 million people is feeding 30% of the world, so Nigeria with this vast land should be able to feed itself. So my drive and my ambition is to feed Nigeria.
I think we're going to expand big time, and then we will bring in some new technology, and we will do soil analysis, and we will do analysis of the chicken manure so that we can put the correct fertilizers so our yields can increase. And then, as I'm saying, we will expand more than double for the coming seasons.
And in the same development, Pali Agro partners from major financial institutions in the country have expressed willingness to further deepen their relationship with the group. Representatives from Union Bank, Wema Bank, and other banks made the assertion during a tour of Pali farms on Monday. According to them, such investments as the one established by Pali Group deserve nothing more than support and backing.
Before now, we have engaged on so many things, but this kind of customer that every bank wants to have, this is the kind of business every bank wants to participate in. Union Bank being agribusiness focused, we are determined to deepen our relationship with Pali Agro. We know it's going to expand beyond this. Pali Agro currently is doing a lot of things. We've seen a lot of forward integration. We're seeing a lot of backward integration, and this kind of one. So he's going to move now from the farm, and we are seeing him moving also to get to the table. So we want to be part of him and want to partner with him. That's what we're doing.
Well, it's really amazing for me. We came all the way from Lagos this morning to come and visit the farm. What I've seen this afternoon is really amazing, looking at the size of the mechanized farm we have here, which is capable of feeding beyond the community around there, even go deep into the entire state. And the impressive thing about the mechanized nation of the input that we're ever using, that is on ground here, seeing the combined harvesters and look at the sheer size of the farm. So it's really, really very amazing for me.
And the short-term focus of the federal government in the power sector is to prioritize metering, electricity distribution and transmission to enhance power supply nationwide. The Minister of Power, Chief Adebayo Adelabu, disclosed this during the third roundtable on enforcement of technical standards, regulations and mandate of the Nigerian Electricity Management Services Agency. According to a statement from the Power Ministry on Tuesday, Adelabu highlighted the upcoming power sector strategy roadmap, emphasizing a bottom-up approach to prioritize impact over the previous top-down strategies. The minister was quoted as saying that attention will be given to the generation segment of the sector, particularly in distributed power from renewable energy sources, while concurrently advancing base load power through thermal and hydro plants in the medium to long term. The minister spoke on regional energy potentials, citing solar energy in the north, small hydro power plants in the middle belt and southwest, hybridized with solar for maximum output. Coastal cities were identified for wind energy utilization, as Adelabu explained that these strategies will be revealed after a forthcoming retreat with electricity value chain stakeholders. And stakeholders in the auto industry are redoubling efforts to ensure the speedy passage of the National Automotive Industry Development Plan into law. This information was disclosed by the Director General of NADDC, Joseph Osanipi, at the stakeholders' engagement on the effective implementation of the policy. He noted that the priority for the Commission was to ensure the legal backing of the plan and also underscored the role of the automobile policy in propelling Nigeria's automotive growth. Osanipi stated the auto policy is key to the growth and development of the automotive industry, adding that they will engage major stakeholders for the swift passage of the policy into law, and concrete steps will be discussed for its proper implementation. He said operators and potential auto investors are eagerly awaiting the signing of the auto bill, viewing it as a catalyst for substantial investments and increased production within Nigeria. Osanipi disclosed that there was a need for a well-structured and effectively implemented auto policy to unlock the vast potential within the automotive industry. The Nigerian government prefers to buy imported vehicles because local manufacturers are still found wanting in terms of providing after-sales service. This according to the Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment, Dr. Doris Uzoka-Anite. The minister provided these clarification at a stakeholders engagement forum organized by the National Automotive Design and Development Council in Lagos. The event had in attendance industry players who discussed the effective implementation of the Nigerian Automotive Industry Development Plan. The minister said the government's stance on prioritizing after-sales service aligns with its commitment to operational efficiency, reliability and fiscal responsibility in managing its fleet of vehicles. She urged automakers at the forum a renewed focus on after-sales support to ensure sustained business success. Dr. Uzoka-Anite underscored the government's commitment to supporting local manufacturers, saying that addressing customer complaints is not solely the government's responsibility, as they want to encourage local manufacturers to take some responsibility for business and operational risks.